Hi, just a short presentation of what you're going to do today. I'm going to start out talking a little bit about what you already did do this week. I just listened to your podcasts and I'm just going to give some feedback on those. I'm going to talk a little bit about what you're going to work with today, both in the regular lessons and also in later on when you're working on your own with written work. I also just want to remind you that you have an assignment due for next week. Hopefully you all found out about that Monday. But before anything else, I think what you're all thinking about, when are we going to learn more about our midterms? And I know that you're anxious to know how it all went. My colleague, whom I'm going to vote on your midterm papers with, have had a lot of challenges this week, so she won't be able to look at them before the start of next week. So hopefully by the end of next week you'll learn more about your midterm papers in English. Yes. So to go to your podcasts, it was really nice to hear your voices. Thank you very much. I can hear that you now have some historic knowledge about the conditions for blacks in America. I guess most of you probably work with the civil rights movements in primary school, but you probably heard about the Black Lives Matters movement, but working with it in English might have been new to you. But I can definitely hear that you do see the differences, but also the similarities within two movements. One with a clear leadership, personated in Martin Luther King Jr., and some of you also mentioned Malcolm X, and one without, being a very online hashtag movement with the social media as plays a very important role. It all has a very clear focus on race, but as some of you also mentioned in the podcast, that might not be the only problem. There's also violence within the black community. So it's not all about race, but that is a clear focus in this movement. So moving from, you could say, social science and history, we're now going to work more with literature about the topic of civil rights in the US. That's going to be our main focus, and yet another focus will be writing summaries. Today you're going to work with the short story One Friday Morning, written by Langston Hughes, and I know it says a short story here. It's not that short. It is actually a rather long short story, so you won't have time to do a full analysis of this story. But of course you're all welcome to think analytically, both while you read it and also afterwards. I want you to read it, and then I want you to write a short summary of the short story in about 150 words. You all know the drill. In the copy that I've given you in Tango, there is a small introduction to the short story in the beginning, and of course you're not going to write or put that into your summaries. There's a checklist for summaries, and in the assignment on Tango, it's also there. But these are some of the things I want you to remember. Use it as a checklist after writing your summaries or while you do it. We're all going to share our summaries. I might write one too, perhaps, you never know. And then I'll comment along the way, but you can of course always ask questions if there's something you any questions you have. Then on March 25, on the 25th of March, Wednesday, you're going to hand in your next assignment. And there is a link to it, or there's it's in Tango. Hopefully you'll find it there, or I'll help you to find it, and hopefully you already did look at it. And it's quite similar to the rest of the assignments you've written, just like the midterm. There are the 5 grammar questions, and then in question number 6 you are to choose either A, B or C, and this time you can choose. You can choose whichever you want, or you want the analysis assignment up here in literature, or you want to analyze non-fiction, so fiction, non-fiction, or you want to analyze the short film. That's up for you to decide. So later today, when you have your the ability to work with some written work with my guidance, I want you to, or I will advise you to read about adjectives. One of the questions, or one of the, I think it's assignment number 3 in the assignment that you're going to hand in on Wednesday. It's about adjectives. So look in Down to Earth, chapter 25 and 26. And if you don't have your Down to Earth books with you now, remember we have the online edition. Also, there's a link in Tango for that. And then you can just work with the assignment. You don't have to hand in anything for me today. Just let me know that you're working, as I'm going to show you down below. You can use the chat in Microsoft Teams, or just email me if you have a question, or just let me know that, okay, Lena, I am actually working on this assignment, and that will be okay. Of course, you have to hand in the assignment on Wednesday. If you haven't been to Microsoft Teams yet, you'll find a link to it on your front page of Tango, and you can find the codes to the Teams, to the different teams that I made in there in one of my messages in Voodoo's. So hopefully this will help you get to work today. Have fun and have a wonderful weekend when you get so far.